Hi there. In this fourth video, I'm going to show you how to rotate your pictures, and I'm going to show you how to start doing some auto edits that are built into Photoshop. And these edits are very, very powerful. Okay, first things first. Here I have a picture, and it's not the right way up. And that's because I turned the camera around in the vertical position to get a vertical framing. And that's perfectly okay. It just means I have to rotate the picture at the end. Now, some cameras are nice, and they have a built-in thing that actually detects whether you're in the vertical position or not, and it saves that as data. And Photoshop will actually read that data, and it'll rotate the picture if it detects that data. So here I have a picture. It's not the right side up. But if I import it into Photoshop and open it up, it's going to automatically flip that photo around because it's got that built-in data. So let me show you how that works. I click and drag it in, release the mouse button, and it automatically rotated the picture without me doing anything. It doesn't even show up over here in the history. And that's okay, that's nice. But if your camera doesn't support this, how would you manually rotate the picture? Well, that's very easy. You do it by going into Image, and down here there's something called Rotate Canvas, and it gives you a few options. You can flip the canvas upside down, or you can rotate it 90 degrees clockwise or 90 degrees counterclockwise. Let's say my picture started out the way I took it, like this. If I wanted to rotate it, I would go to Image, Rotate Canvas, and I would do 90 degrees counterclockwise. And there we go. My picture is now in the correct position. Okay. Now on to some of the auto edits built into Photoshop. Let's look at this picture. It's like it's got a grayish filter. When I took the picture, it was dark out, and you can look at the histogram. Not much is in the highlights, maybe just the car headlamps. But I want to actually stretch that dynamic range so that it fills up the whole histogram and that it looks more contrasty. The whites look much whiter and brighter. And a very easy way to do that is something called auto contrast. And let me just show you how it works. I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, Auto Contrast. And whoa! Instantly that made a huge amount of difference. Before it was a grayish color, and now it's much whiter and much brighter. And it also made some of the darks darker. So basically what that did is it took the original histogram and it stretched it in both directions so that it now fills up the whole dynamic range. And that makes it look a lot better in this case. Let me show you that unpreviewed. That's before the edit. It's like a gray filter. Ugh. And now with the edit, much, much better. Okay. That's auto contrast. Now let me show you another feature. So here I have a picture of some headphones I took, but sadly the white background isn't quite white. It's got a little bit of a yellowish greenish tint to it, and even the headphones themselves. Well, if you want to change this, you can try the auto color feature. And what it does is it reads the image and it tries to normalize the colors. Sometimes it works nice, other times it does the exact opposite of what you want, and other times it doesn't do anything. But it's sometimes worth a shot. And in this case it happens to actually work good. So let me show you how that works. I go to Image, Adjustments, Auto Color. Much better. Instantly the whites are now a real good white. And the headphone actually changed color as well. It looks a lot more like it did in real life. Let me show you that unpreviewed. like a greenish yellow filter. It looks darker. And previewed, much better. I like this a lot better. Okay, that's auto color. Let me get rid of this. And let me bring up this one. Another neat feature in Photoshop is something called auto levels. And essentially what it does is it's kind of like an auto contrast and an auto color built in one. So let me just show you how that works. Here I have a picture of Pretty Kitty, and it's a little bit dull. The whites around her face could be brighter, so that would be taking advantage of auto contrast. But you can also see like a greenish, yellowish tint to the picture. And so you would want to do like an auto color to get the colors more natural. And by doing an auto level, it'll actually do both of them at once. So let me just show you that. I go to Image, Adjustments, Auto Levels. And instantly it's made it brighter, and now it's a lot more neutral color. The whites look whiter. Let me unpreview that. And preview it. Much better. It actually looks more 3D-ish. It pops out to me a lot more. Okay. Let me close that out. And let me just show you it one more time. Here's another picture of Pretty Kitty. My kitty cat Patches. It's a real nice picture. I like it, but it's very dull. It doesn't have that brightness in the highlights. And also it kind of has a tiny bit of a bluish tint to it. And so auto levels will actually do both things at once. It'll bump up the contrast and it'll also adjust the colors a bit. So let me try that again. Image, Adjustments, Auto Levels. The whites are a tiny bit pinker and the whites are a lot brighter. Let me unpreview that. Preview it. And so here's an okay picture, but literally doing a 4-second edit takes that kind of okay picture to much better. I mean, this is almost really nice. I really like this. And that's the only edit I did, and it took 4 seconds. That's phenomenal. The power Photoshop gives you is incredible. Well, I hope this helps you with rotating your pictures and using some of the auto features in Photoshop. Okay, hope that was helpful.